Who broke out of prison more than 3 weeks ago. And now police have made another arrest tied to the prison break. CBS News reporter Katie Weiss has the very latest.
Well, according to the Louisiana Attorney General's office, Burton is charged with conspiracy to commit simple escape related to her alleged involvement in facilitating the escape of the 10 inmates a little over 3 weeks ago. She's alleged to have had an on-again, off-again relationship with Derrick, one of the men who's still on the run today.
Welcome back. This is Fugitive TV. Here where we talk about fugitives on the run, past fugitives, because I'm one of the only people on this platform that can tell you from a point of view of being a fugitive, because I was on the run for 15 years at one point in my life, and then I turned myself in. Life has changed. I am great in life right now. I got businesses. I got a couple companies. I'm doing great. Maybe one day I'll take y'all on a journey on what I'm doing right now. But today, this is what we're going to talk about. If you haven't heard, they arrested Derrick Grove's girlfriend. Now, is it really his girlfriend, or is it just an on and off thing, or are they using her as an scapegoat? So they arrested a woman named Darriana Burton. Darriana Burton, this woman.
U.S. Marshals arrested Darriana Burton yesterday. Investigators say she is the girlfriend of escaped inmate Derrick Groves, one of the two inmates still on the lam, and she's now charged with conspiracy to commit simple escape, a felony.
I don't know why they chose to put this picture up on her. Why? She looked like the picture looked like she should be up in the improv comedy hallway or Funny Bones hallway next to somebody else cracking jokes on stage. I don't know why they use they could have found a better picture of her. Come on now. But anyways, they arrested her. They took her in. And guess what her bond is? $2.5 million. She ain't hurt nobody. She ain't did nothing. Her bond is $2.5 million. Now, I can't say she ain't do nothing, right? They say that she helped him, get him out. So, did they frame her? And I'm going to give you a couple reasons why they probably could be using her as an scapegoat. So I'm not saying she didn't help him out, because the evidence points that supposedly Derrick Groves, aka Wu, got on a phone call with her using his jail-issued tablet, and it was a video call with the tablet, right? And then on this video call, he's talking to her, and then she supposedly holds up, they say, a second device. Now, when I'm thinking that she held up her cell phone or another cell phone, and it's got this guy, and they're talking to each other, pretty much, right? I don't know if you guys ever have been on a video call with somebody that's in jail. Usually when you're on a video call, that whole call is monitored. They even tell you that, let's say the person you're talking to, that's the inmate even knows. They tell the inmate usually, if the person you're talking to in the video call, if they happen to put up a cell phone or somebody else goes in the video, your whole video call can be terminated. Usually there's somebody looking at that. So my whole question is, was nobody looking at this video call while he's on the video with the cell phone? That part I don't understand. Like I don't understand that, because I know when I was in there, I had to do the video call. Let somebody jump on it. It's getting shut off. My whole video's ended. I've seen it plenty of times, especially with other people.
There go my mom. Hey, mama.
I miss you.
Yeah, I know, mom. I still look young, though.
Imagine feeling totally disconnected and not being able to have somebody to lift you up or support you.
So we have the lack of guards watching or doing count for 8 to 12 hours at nighttime, which 10 people escaped. And now we have the lack of people watching a video call. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. I don't get it. And now they want to go arrest her and give her this $2.5 million bond and say that she masterminded the whole thing. Supposedly she picked up one of the other escapees, Van Burton, or I think his name was Van something. She picked him up, had him in a car. Then his sister was on the car with him on the cell phone. This guy's whole family is almost in jail. You look at the whole family, everybody from him is in jail. The sister, the dad, I think there's somebody else. They all in jail. The grandma, maybe, who knows? They all went to jail. I've never seen so many people get arrested not committing the crime. And then the people committing the crime, 2 of them are still free. I ain't never seen this in my life. Now, I could tell you one thing. Why did it take so long for them to arrest this girl, this woman? Why did it take so long for them to arrest this woman? Now, one reason is because maybe they kept her out monitoring her to see if Derrick would contact her. That could be one reason. Some people don't think about this. They could be leaving some people out just to see if Derrick will phone call, contact them. You know, think about this. If you have the FBI involved, FBI is not going to look at you sell dope one time and then arrest you. They're going to look at you sell dope 1, 2, 3, 50, 100, 200 times. They're going to build a big case on you, and then they're going to come get you. That's how they work. So if they think that he's contacting somebody, they might be like, okay, let's leave them out and we'll, record all these phone calls, and then we're going to figure out where he's at, and then we're going to get him later on. That's sometimes how it works. So that could be one reason. Second reason, what? It took him this long to look at the video? It took him this long to look at the video? I ain't buying it. That part I'm not buying. So they had the video this whole time, and now let's go look at Derrick Groves' video records and see who. No, bro, you're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. It don't work that way. Now, I know in my last comment, I'm gonna put a comment up. My last video, I said that they got awarded some money. Why didn't they leave the city? Well, some people on my last video did comment and say that they didn't get the money too recently. And I also heard it's coming in parts, not a full thing. I wonder if Derrick got any of that. That's how he's surviving. Now, they got these bounty hunters out here talking about, oh, they're not going to last long because they're going to run out of resources and things like that. I lasted 15 years. I grew up watching friends die, friends go to jail. I thought that would never be me, till the day I decided to pawn a TV that my friend gave me. That TV ended up being stolen. One thing led to another. Going in and out of jail, I escaped twice. I started one of the biggest crime rings in the state. 10 years it gave me. My 3-year-old son passed away during this process. I could not take it, so I went on a run for 15 years. Different countries, different names. I did it all. My life has been something you only read about in books, but this is nonfiction. This is me. So, you can last as long as you want to. And in my last video, I brought up a guy who was around for 50-something years. So, you can last as long as you want to, as long as you got it in you. You can do it. There's ways out there you can do it. If people can cross this border illegally and get underneath the tunnels and come over here and start working, they can do something too. Trust me, it can be done. This whole thing is crazy, bro. This whole thing is crazy. So it went to the maintenance worker as a scapegoat. You notice you ain't heard of him in the news. They ain't talking about him. How come the maintenance worker ain't got a $2.5 million bond? You thought about that? But this woman got a $2.5 million bond. I still ain't heard them or if they arrested anybody, supposedly the guard that fell asleep or stepped away. Did they arrest them? Probably not. Is they the main reason why they even got out in the first place? Now, Derrick Groves' girlfriend supposedly was working for the sheriff's office. Now, I tried to find exactly what her position was, because they really don't tell you. They just say she was an employee. They don't say if she was a guard working in the dorms. She worked as a nurse. They're not saying too much or whatever, right? Supposedly she worked there, and then she tried to sneak in some ganja, some marijuana, and a folding knife in a Cheetos bag, and they caught her. She didn't bring it in, but they caught her. And then a couple years ago, or I think it was last year, they decided to, drop it because she did a program, got it dropped, but they still fired her. Orleans Parish Jail. Burton's bond was set at $2.5 million. Like we said earlier, $2.5 million. She ain't hurt nobody. That's crazy. She is facing felony charges for a conspiracy to commit simple escape. And it's simple escape. They didn't say hard escape, simple escape. And it's $2.5 million. Come on now. According to the affidavit, Burton communicated with Groves over an iPad at the jail days before the escape. I highly doubt it was an iPad. Usually they don't put Apple products. Usually it's like those cheap Android stuff in there. I'm not saying Android's cheap because I got a Pixel. But what I am saying is usually they give you some cheap tablets in there. They usually is not expensive.
Over to Sumter now. Inmates at the county jail there have access to electronic tablets. Jail leaders say this helps them stay connected outside the facility and encourages good behavior. Here's Sam Perez.
It was a big asset to us. This is something that everyone seems to look forward to getting every day.
These tablets are a popular incentive inside the Sumter Lee Regional Detention Center. Inmates can use them to listen to podcasts, watch movies, read the Bible, and access counseling tools.
The family at Derrick Groves maintains that two were not dating. The family of Derrick Groves maintains the two were not dating. Now, remember I said this. I said, is she really his girlfriend? Was it an on and off thing? Are they using her as a scapegoat? Keep that in mind. SmartCom was introduced to New Orleans Parish Justice Center in February. So I'm thinking SmartCom is the app that's on that tablet that they can probably call out to other people on outside of jail, right? Court documents show Burton communicated with Groves through this iPad days before May 16th escape, potentially helping orchestrate pickups and escape timing. Burton is also said to have potentially dropped off one of the escapees, Linton Van Buren, to New Orleans East following the escape. Now, back what I told you earlier, usually if you're on a video call, it's being monitored. If the person that's free picks up their cell phone or another phone and starts showing somebody else that's talking to you, usually that your video is ended. No warnings, no nothing. It's just cut off. Now, supposedly, why didn't it happen with these people? Now, the media kind of throws out that, oh, they kind of tricked it and everything else. I'm not saying there's not a way to trick it. I'm not saying that. But usually it's all monitored, right? Burton is also said to have potentially dropped off one of the escapees, Linton Van Buren, to New Orleans East following escapee. Online documents released by the Orleans Parish Sheriff tout the program's success, saying the tablets help give inmates free 15-minute phone calls a day. Free 15-minute phone calls a day and 20-minute video calls a week. This is all an effort to reduce overall jail violence, improve quality of life, and reduce tension among the inmates.
The purpose of having it is to keep the mind active and not let them just sit and not have anything to be engaged in.
Ray says they can pay $5 a month to have a tablet for a few hours a day, as long as they aren't facing disciplinary actions.
But it's also used as a behavior tool, because if they're not on, good behavior, or they're, wanting to fight and that kind of thing, they wouldn't get these.
Since getting the tablets, Ray has seen a decrease in fighting over phone usage. The facility used to have 4 phones for 60 inmates in a pod to share.
Now, I can see this. I can, because when you're in that place, if you've never been in there, the one thing that drives people crazy is not being able to talk to their loved ones, their girlfriends, their kids, their mom, whatever it is. That drives people crazy. That starts fights because people get this aggression, need to take it out on somebody. So I agree with that. That's one thing I can see they're telling the truth on. Burton worked at the OPSO from August 2022 to March 2023. She was fired for allegedly bringing contraband into the jail. So she was fired for bringing contraband into jail, like I told you, right? Her charges were refused by Orleans District Attorney's Office because Burton completed a diversion program. The district attorney issued the following statement regarding the charges being dismissed. The charges against Ms. Burton were thoroughly reviewed by a senior screening attorney who considered all available evidence at the time. The specific conduct alleged Ms. Burton lack of criminal history. Ms. Burton was ultimately offered and successfully completed a pre-trial diversion program. So, because of her lack of criminal history, she was returning to jail. They decided just to toss it all out. Now, remember how Anton Massey said they let us out? They let us out? They're not talking much about this.
These are the keys to the jail. These are actual keys to the actual jail. I want to highlight right here so you can see. Keys to the jail. So it doesn't really matter if the locks are broken when you fire people and don't take back the keys. It is beyond disconcerting to me.
Now, there was a response posted directly to that video. The sheriff's office wrote, quote, that we are in possession of all the keys to the jail, and the ones that you're showing off, don't open the jail or any cell.
Supposedly, when these guards stop working, or people that got keys to these doors, they don't collect the keys back. So if they're not collecting the keys back, could it be possible that they use these set of keys to open the door and get out? Could it be? Because they're not talking about it that much. I don't believe a lot of things they're telling us. And hey, all I got to say is, Derrick, Antoine, I've been saying this before, just don't commit any crimes while you're out there on the street. Do not commit any crimes, brothers. Don't do it, all right? Don't do it. I ain't going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you don't do that. Hey, if you want to turn yourself in, do it. If you want to stay on the ride, I ain't going to tell you what to do, but just don't commit any more crimes. This is going to make it look worse for you. Any of y'all out there, any of y'all got caught up in any sort of situation you didn't do, put it below, because I'm going to start interviewing some people that's been caught up, all right? I'm going to try and interview maybe some people that's still on the run, because as a journalist, I have a right to interview people that's on the run and not turn them in. Some of y'all don't know that, but that's the way it works. That's the law of the land. You got to know your law. Peep the book, RayMarcel.com, Rare Redemption. The book's coming out of how I was on the run for 15 years. I was on the run for 15 years, but while I was on the run, I did a lot of good things. I started businesses. I even went to school. I did a lot of things. So I want to see people, in a good situation in life, do things for themselves too. And if I can help you, I'm going to try to help you. But as far as the rest of this stuff goes, I don't believe it. Fugitive TV, we out.